Hey, how's everybody? I'm back here on my patio. Today, I wanted to talk about something about how men slowly disconnect from themselves. We don't lose ourselves in this one major moment. Like I said in some other videos, we disappear through 1,000 compromises. We don't do the things we want to do. But most men can't point to, one moment when they lost themselves. You can't just wake up and go, oh, that's what it was. It was that one time. And ever since then, I don't know who the hell I am. But it doesn't happen like that. It's slow. It's a subtle thing that happens over time. It's kind of like, you've heard that saying, if you put a frog in a pot of boiling water, he'll jump out. But if you put him in a pan of cold water and turn the heat up, he'll boil to death. I think that's what sometimes we as men do. We get in the pan, and when we boil to death because we give up on the things that we want to do, the things that who we are. Sometimes saying no when you should. But some of the other things that happen is that we stop doing the things we love, whatever that might be. For me, there was one thing I stopped doing a long time ago, um, and it has to do with cars. I had a bunch of old Corvettes when I was young, and I gave those up, and got regular cars because you got to be an adult and you can't have toys like that, I guess. So a while ago, I kind of decided, yeah, you know what? I think that it's time for another one. So I found it's a '63 Corvette, the Survivor. It's not a show car, it's got scratches and stuff, but it was something that kind of I wanted again. I wanted to have that feeling of when I drove that with the top down. It's something brought something back to me. So it was just a dream that, and I revived and made it come true. You know, some of the other things we do is we stop expressing how we feel. Now, in that particular case, I expressed how I felt, and I ended up getting something. Um, we also stop putting ourselves on our own list, the list of to dos. We end up taking ourselves off of it and don't do anything for ourselves, and we do anything for everybody else. And at the time when we do that, each time we do it, it doesn't seem like a big deal. It's just a small sacrifice. Oh yeah, I'm doing this thing for my family, or I'm doing this thing for work or whatever. It's just this one time, and then we just this one time ourselves forever. Because work needs you, your family needs you. People expect certain things, and we try to live up to those. But eventually, the small compromises add up. And when you look at your life, you think, I'm not the man I used to be. And I'm really not sure who I am right now because we've given up on everything that we want. And like I might have said in some other videos, the way back it's not way back is really simple, but it's not easy. You got to take back one piece you gave up, one passion, one habit, one part of yourself that you gave up years ago, and bring that back. Bring that back to you. Rebuild that slowly. We're not looking to create a new man. We're basically returning the one that we left behind years ago. So think about it. How are you doing that? I mean, how are you basically denying yourself, not giving you the things that you need? If you think about it, if you think about it long enough, you'll figure it out. And then what are you going to do? You're going to continue to not think about it, or are you going to try to get some of that back? So remember, like I always say, if you woke up breathing today, which I did fortunately, it's never too late to go back and be the man you should have been. And you can always, you can't have a new a fresh start, but you can always have a different ending. And you do that by finding your way back. So enough thoughts for right now. Go enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll talk.